What's going on, YouTube? This is NYG31 here. Today I'm going to talk about the schedule that just released last night. Okay, the Vikings come to us. I have us winning that game. I was telling EC1 on his live today that we're going to start 3-0, and I believe we're going to start 3-0. I mean, I don't trust the Vikings defense, even though they have a young defense. I think that young defense will be fine for the Vikings, but I don't think they're gonna beat us because we have a better defense than the Vikings. So on to week two. Week two, we at the Commanders. That's a W. I don't care if they have Jay Daniels. By the way, I think the Washington Commanders gonna mess up Jay Daniels. I mean, who is their offensive line? You know, I don't even know that the Commanders have a good offensive line or not. So I give us a W there. Onto the Cleveland Browns. I give us a win, and I'm going to tell you why. Even though they have Nick Chubb, they got a good talented roster, wide receiver, pass rushing, front seven, secondary. They got a good squad, but I think the Giants going to match up. I think we're going to win that game. On to the Dallas Cowboys, week 4. At MetLife Stadium, I have us losing that game. I don't think we're beating the Cowboys. Let's face it. Even though Ezekiel Elliott came back, that doesn't mean that we're going to win this game. I have us losing that game. Week 5, 4/25, we're going to be at the Seattle Seahawks. I have us losing that game too. I don't have us beating the Seahawks. We're going to be on a 2-game losing streak from that span. Week 6, we beating the Bengals. I don't trust their roster. I don't even trust their defense. I know Joe Burrow was hurt last year. I mean, I don't know if the Bengals make the playoffs last year or whatever, but I have us winning that game. To the Eagles, I have us losing, even though I can't stand that fan base. I have us losing that game. Even though it's at MetLife Stadium, Giants fans, I have us losing that game. I don't have us winning that game. And on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's face it, even though they don't have a bona fide quarterback right now. I mean, they have Russell Wilson. They have Rusty Fields, but I don't think that we're winning that game versus the Steelers. The Commanders is an easy W. Like I said, the Commanders going to mess Jane Daniels up, and they're going to end up getting a quarterback again. Watch my words when I said that. They're going to really mess up Jane Daniels. I don't know if Jane Daniels is going to be a good quarterback. I don't even believe so because Washington have a tendency of messing up quarterbacks. Look what they did to RG3 when he got hurt. RG3 wasn't the same when he came back that year ago. So I don't think that Jane Daniels will succeed in Washington. Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers. Give us a win there. Carolina stinks, and then we have the bye. Buccaneers. This is going to be tough. They got a good secondary. Winfield Jr. just signed a 4-year deal or something for the Buccaneers. Buccaneers got a good decent roster and they're good front seven. I don't know if we could match up well against them. I give us a win there, but I could see us losing that game. And then the Cowboys, I could see us getting swept by the Cowboys. I don't see us beating the Cowboys anytime soon. This is a revenge game for us because I think last year when we went to the Saints blew us out. So I think the Giants could beat the crap out of the Saints and make a statement. And hopefully Daniel Jones will stay healthy at this point around week 14. We need him. Ravens, I see us losing that game. Even though that we beat the Ravens 2 years ago at MetLife Stadium, that doesn't mean anything. We're still going to lose to the Ravens because the Ravens got a front seven, a secondary you do not want to mess with, and, they're just a good team to me. So I have us losing that game. Okay, onto the Falcons. I think we're gonna beat the crap out of the Falcons. Not only we gonna beat the crap out of Falcons, we gonna blow them out. and we're going to embarrass the Falcons. Mark my words, we are going to embarrass these foul clowns. I don't like their roster. I don't like their draft picks. I don't like the way they drafted players in their draft. You pick Michael Penix Jr. instead of Dallas Turner, that's on the board, and Jared Verse, that's also on the board. You didn't pick them. Now I'm going to make you pay for not picking Jared Verse or Dallas Turner. You pick Michael Penix, who's going to be sitting behind Kirk Cousins for years. At the time he's 27 for the next 2 years, he's going to be in his third season. Give me a goddamn break. You're not beating us, Falcons. And if you think your defense is better than our defense, think again. Your offense is all right. I know you were in the middle pack in sacks last year, or you lead the league in sacks last year. But that doesn't mean anything. You don't have a bona fide pass rusher. You don't have a number 2 corner. You're going to lose to the Giants. I picked the Giants to blow you out and embarrass you for having an embarrassing draft. You are pretty pathetic, Atlanta Falcons. If you think you're going to come in your stadium and beat us, no way. The last time you came to MetLife Stadium, you beat us by 4 points. You barely beat us. You're not going to beat us again. We're going to embarrass you. We're going to embarrass you real bad. We're going to show you that was a bad pick to pick Michael Penix Jr. in the freaking first place. On to the Colts. I have us winning against the Colts. The Colts got a good roster, good secondary, and maybe good wide receiver core. The best wide receiver core I ever seen the Colts have. So, I have us still winning that game. On to the Eagles. Last game of the season, I have us losing that game. I have us getting swept by the Eagles. I have us getting swept by the Cowboys. Okay, let's recap. Okay. Vikings at the Giants. I have us winning there. That's number 1. Number 2, I have the Giants at the Commanders. I have the Giants winning that game. Week 3, I have the Giants also winning that game. So they're going to win 3 in a row until they meet the Cowboys. I have us losing to the Cowboys. So that means we're going to be 3-1 at that point. On to Seattle. I have us losing that game. We don't play well at Seattle anyway. So we'll be 3-2 at that point. And then I have us beating the Bengals. So we're going to be 4-2 at that point. And then I have us losing to the Eagles. So it's going to be 4-3, right? And then I have us losing to the Steelers. That will be 4-4. And then I have us winning against the Commanders in week 9. They come to MetLife anyway. So I think we'll be 5-4 at that point. And then we'll be 6-4 at that point. By the time we get to London, then we have a bye. Then we'll be 7-4 versus the Bucks. And then we'll be at the Cowboys, which we're going to lose. So we'll be 7-5. I said we were going to win against the Saints, right? Did I say we were going to win against the Saints? I'm going to take that back. I said we're going to have some revenge game against the Saints. I think we're going to lose against the Saints. So I have I'll say 7-6. And I'm going to have us 7-7. And then we're going to bounce back. So we lose like 3 in a row in that span. Then I'm going to have us bounce back, beating the crap out of the Falcons and blowing the shit out of them for picking Michael Penix Jr., which I said again, they should have picked Dallas Turner or Jared Verse on the board. Pathetic team. I don't like their roster. Their roster is trash anyway. And then I have us beating the Colts. So, and that span will be, I'll say 9-7. And that span, and after that, I have us losing to the Eagles. So, therefore, we may not make the playoffs. So we'd be 9-8. We'd be okay. It's an improvement. You know what I'm saying? We got the talent. We could compete against anybody except for the Cowboys and the Eagles. We're not going to compete against them, but we could compete with the rest of the teams in the league. And until then, this is NYG31 signing out.